Hello everyone, it's Ivy. Welcome to my Storytime series where I share some of my favorite memories with you in my visual journal. In the last episode, I shared my embarrassing first day of university story. It's pretty funny and full of awkward moments, so if you haven't seen it already, please go check it out. Since we're still in back to school season, I wanted to continue the theme and share with you my first week of school studying abroad. I did this in my 4th year of university where I transferred all my credits to a school in England for my final year to complete my degree. So my first week in England wasn't actually officially the start of the school year. My school had an International Students Week so that international students can settle down, meet some friends 2 weeks before starting their school year. Week 1 was all for settling in and for all the students to arrive from their different countries. And then I think week 2 was all icebreaker activities and things like that. It was a really sad moment having to leave my boyfriend, now husband, at the airport. But it was also really funny because he was totally crying and he was hiding it with his sunglasses. I was super nervous on the plane because if you saw my first day of university video, you'll know how shy and awkward I am in person. And I had 0 friends in England. I had never been to the place, so I knew that whatever was going to happen was going to be super intense for me. However, I'm a 4th year now and I knew that I could handle it. I can make new friends, and I'm going to have a blast. I will not let my awkwardness and shyness get in the way this time. When I got to the school, we all gathered at the residential services building where we were given our key, a blanket, a pillow, and a map. I was placed in the Redbourne building in flat 2. It was a flat on the 1st floor facing the courtyard. When I walked in, a girl was just about to leave. Her name was Louise, and she was an Irish dietetics student. We met in the hallway, and she was so nice and excited to see me, but she was also on her way out, and she basically just ran by and said, "Hi, so nice to meet you. My name is Louise. I'm going to stay in London this week. Bye!" I was so nervous, but the meeting had been so brief, I didn't even have much time to process everything. All I knew was that her accent was super cool and that I wish I had an accent. After that, there was no one else there. I guess me and Louise had been the first ones to arrive. There were 8 rooms in total and a kitchen. I was in room 2, this one over here. This was super cool because I'm pretty sure 2 is my lucky number. I was born on February 22nd, so this just felt like a sign. It's going to give me the power I need to make friends and to conquer this year. It was a super tiny room, maybe half of the size of my room back home. It had 1 single bed, a desk, a closet, a mirror, a mini fridge, and a bathroom. You can pretty much walk throughout the whole room in like 5 steps. I was so tired from my long journey, so I put everything down and jumped in the bed. That was my first mistake. Never jump onto these beds. You can feel every single spring in the bed. It was horrible. And the blanket felt like it was made with maybe 5 packs of dollar store cotton ball packs. It really didn't feel like much. And that got me thinking that maybe this year wasn't going to be such a great year after all. The power of the 2 might not be so strong in this one. At this point, I really had to use the washroom. You know, I know it might be TMI, but then like that moment when you get to your accommodations after 12 hours of traveling, you just want to use the washroom. Luckily, my room was super tiny, so I didn't have to go too far. All I needed to do was roll out of the bed and take 1 step into the tiny bath. Wait, why is there no toilet paper? Are you kidding me? They thought to give us pillows and a blanket, but no toilet paper? I've been traveling for more than 12 hours and there is no toilet paper? Oh my goodness. Thank God there was a corner store. This is probably a good chance for me to grab some snacks anyway. I was starving. So I took my map and I walked over to the corner store to buy. Wait, why is it not open? This is when I realized that nothing on campus was going to be open for another week when the rest of the students show up. None of the halls were open, the buildings to the classrooms. There was just no washroom, there was no washroom access. I was so frustrated, but I remembered that before the shuttle had turned into the school, there was a mall about a block away. So instead of going back to my room, I walked 10 minutes to find a bathroom. Thank God it all worked out, and I even found a McDonald's. It's only day one, but I was already feeling so homesick. I mean, I had no friends, and there's no toilet paper in my room, there's no one living in my flat. Oh, it was just a little bit overwhelming, so I thought some fries would really bring me some comfort. It was kind of cool because they had all these burgers that we didn't have in Canada. I think whatever I bought was kind of expensive, and although it looked pretty good, it didn't taste so great. And I was so tired and jet-lagged, I didn't even finish my fries. I was pretty much falling asleep there while eating my burger, feeling sad and lonely. So I took my leftover fries back to my dorm, and I figured I'd take a nap and eat them once I got up. After my nap, it was about dinner time, so I thought I'd heat up my leftover fries that weren't even that good to begin with. I brought the box of fries to the kitchen, and I was gonna transfer them to a plate first, because I'm not even sure if you're supposed to put boxes in microwaves. That doesn't seem very safe, but maybe you can let me know if that is something that people do or not. And that is when I realized that all the cupboards were completely empty. There were no utensils, no plates, no pots, or anything at all. I didn't even have anything to microwave my fries with. Ugh, how frustrating. I didn't have anything to eat with, and I was so sleepy at the mall earlier that I didn't even end up finding any toilet paper. I needed to find toilet paper now. I don't have to go, but then I can't walk to the mall every time I needed to pee. I didn't have any data on my phone yet, so I had to figure out how to get to the grocery store before I left campus. But what am I even looking for? There isn't gonna be any superstore or Walgreens or anything like that. But at least I knew where the bus stop was. So I went there. I didn't even really have a plan, but I figured I'd ask whatever bus that shows up where the grocery store was. And so I just stood there and waited. After waiting for a while, this girl started talking to me. Her name was Nike. She was so friendly, and I was able to open up to her about how frustrated I was trying to buy toilet paper earlier, and that I mostly only had clothes with me in my luggage. I think she must have been some sort of angel or fairy godmother sent to me from the heavens, because not only did she take me to the grocery store, she told me which blanket to buy that would help soften the springiness of the crappy bed, which pots and pans were the best for their price, and basically set me on my path for a wonderful year. I am forever grateful for my angel Nike. She doesn't use social media, so I actually haven't seen or heard from her for years. But if you're watching this, Nike, thank you. You are the best, and I hope you are doing well. After that, we parted ways. I didn't have a phone number yet, so I wasn't sure if I would see her again, but I was so blessed that I was able to meet her that day. The rest of my night was completely silent. There was no one in my flat, and it was honestly kind of eerie and sad. Every day I woke up thinking, today's the day. Today's the day I meet my roommates, and I would listen to the sounds in the hallway, waiting for people to move in. The next two people I met were both from Cyprus, which made me think of Cyprus, the mountain where I went snowboarding, but they were definitely not talking about that one. They were hardcore smokers and were in and out of the building constantly, so it was impossible not to meet them since they were always standing outside our flat. One of them looked really angry and intimidating, and apparently he was a training Olympian for judo at the time. This really added to how intimidating he was, and to be honest, he never stopped being intimidating for the rest of my time there. And the other one was super cheerful and excited all the time. His name was Andreas, and his accent was very strong, and his English wasn't very good at the time. So our conversation was always really confusing because we didn't really understand each other. He told me he was from Cyprus, and I told him that I was from Canada. Then he told me that the guy who lived next door to me was from California. Neat, I thought. Canadian culture and American culture are pretty similar, so I think we'll probably get along. Plus, I've been to California before. We'd probably have tons of things we can talk about. When the guy from California had moved in, I was too nervous to go say hi. I heard the hallway door open and close, then the door next to mine open and close, and the noise was gone. He was clearly settling down into his room, so it was probably best that I didn't bother him. I figured I should wait until he's in the hallway. If I timed it right, I could make it look like we both happened to be in the kitchen or something, and then our beautiful friendship will bloom. I waited and waited. I don't even think I did anything else. I just sat on my bed and waited. Literally, the moment he opened his door, I walked to my door, but coincidentally, someone else had also entered the hallway. I heard some muffled voices of people exchanging names and starting a conversation, and it just didn't feel right to interrupt. I felt like I should wait for the right moment. And that was when the door in the hallway shut and they were both gone. I had missed my perfect moment. My friend-making process was not going well. There was gonna be 8 people in my flat, and I've met 3 of them. 1's gone, 2 are kind of scary, and I never seem to know what they're saying. Not good. The guy next door was always on the phone in his room, and he was pretty loud, and I never knew what he was saying either. It seemed to be some kind of foreign language. It made me wonder what kind of cultural background he might have been from. It was definitely not Chinese, and definitely not English. And I just really hoped that when we do meet, that we'd be able to understand each other. I felt like I had spent days not talking and just nervously staring at the door, waiting for noise in the hallway. I think there may have been 2 or 3 more hallway hangouts between the other flatmates, and each time I did my little dance, sitting on my bed, walking to the door, sitting on my bed, walking to the door, not having the courage to turn the doorknob and just say, "Hi, my name is Ivy." Why does it always come back to this? The more I waited, the less confidence I had. I was able to make friends in my 3 years of university so far, so why was this so hard? At this point, I figured everyone else was already friends with each other, so I might as well just give up. I could probably just continue living silently in my room, because meeting new people was probably too much for me. I'm not even sure if my heart could handle it. I mean, I couldn't even open a door. I could probably survive without friends for the rest of the year. I mean, how hard could it be? So I basically went from, yes, I'm going to meet new friends, to waiting at the door forever for the right moment, to losing all hope and confidence in my ability to meet people, to just, I should blend in with the shadows. Anyway, one afternoon when the whole flat was quiet, I figured it was safe to go out and not have to introduce myself to anyone. It sounded safe, and that I could just be a shadow and make a piece of toast or something. I mean, I had completely given up at this point, so I really didn't feel like meeting anyone at this point. I walked into the kitchen and there they were, 2 guys I have never seen before sitting in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, what do? Do I turn around and go back to my room? Should I pretend to forget something? And this is when they said, "Hi, who are you?" My heart was racing so fast. I was so nervous. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm not ready for this. But somehow I was able to reply with, "Hi, I'm Ivy." And there was sort of a sigh of relief. That wasn't so bad after all. I finally introduced myself. And they responded with their names, Mike and Dave. And somehow my immediate reaction was, "Wow, that's a really cool accent. Where are you from?" And the guy I had been asking the question to basically just says, "I'm from Canada." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm from Canada. I can't believe I thought he had an accent. And I know like people from different parts of the country have different accents, but we didn't really have different accents from each other. How embarrassing. It seems like whenever I'm about to meet the coolest people, I always manage to embarrass myself. To my surprise, the guy on the right was just like, "Oh, we thought you were from California." And then I said, "Oh no, that's the guy who lives beside me." And then he's like, "Which room are you?" And I'm like, "Room 2. And he says, "I'm the guy who lives beside you, and I'm from Canada too." And I'm just like, what? I'm so sorry, Andreas told me that you were from California. And I hear you talking on the phone all the time. What language is that? It sounds kind of cool. And he's just like, "Oh, it's just English." So you're in room 2. This whole time, we thought you were a ghost. So I guess the moral of the story is that when you're nervous, you think people from your own country has a foreign accent. Between walls, English can sound not like English. Staying in your room all week, waiting for the right moment to say hi, will give people the impression that you're a ghost. And Andreas does not know the difference between California and Canada. I'm pretty sure he does now, but he didn't at the time. After that, all my nervousness was gone. It was just so funny. The week that followed were all fun activities, and we had attended most of them together with the rest of our flat. And I honestly love all my flatmates so much. We have so many great memories together, and I hope to be able to share some of them with you in the future. I really enjoy reliving these moments and sharing them with you here. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a like, and I'd love to have you along for my creative journey, so please subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I have a discount code in the description box for my website for all of you on YouTube, so please check it out if you have a chance. I'm currently working on a channel intro video to give you guys an idea of what kinds of content I will be making on YouTube in the upcoming future. So stay tuned, I will see you soon.